it's me, JC, back with another Ceramic Hour live stream. We're going to switch gears so I can work on my commission piece. Last week we were working on underglazing. I don't know if we were doing any glazing. I think it was really just underglazing. I am not done with those. But I want to prioritize this commission piece and getting that into the kiln. I think I should move this clay. Actually, I don't really know. I think, geez, I have a whole bucket full of reclaim. And this is gonna have to go back in there because it is just bone dry. Instead of just, it was reclaim and it completely dried out, so now we'll have to redo that. I think I left that out when it was before I went on vacation, so it's been sitting there for a long time. Okay, so actually let me fill up my tiny water bucket with water. Perfect. So what we are going to be doing is some slab building. I have a commission for a watercolor paint palette. So here's the design that we'll be doing. The size of it is 4 inches, so it's pretty small. I don't know where my other palette is, but I think we won't be doing a ton today. Just rolling out a slab. Let me check out, oh gosh. I have so much clay that I've just set aside. And it's probably, yeah, it's too hard to use. It's really dry. Okay, so let me see. Not that one. I need to get the right bag of clay. Trillium? Why does it say trillium? Jeez. Wait. Oh my gosh. I'm so so confused. Okay. This is the one that I want. Alright, I'm sorry, let me just grab some clay from my bag. We really don't need a whole lot. Okay, so let me just kind of smush this around a bit. Maybe about to the height that it should be, just so I can have a good idea of how much clay I actually have. Sometimes if I skip that, I don't quite grab as much clay as I needed. And I do need to get some of these dried bits off of there also. Some of the larger bits. Okay. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I was super busy. So Saturday, Sunday, I went to my boss's house and did her backsplash with some, they're not like real tiles, like real ceramic tiles. They're like kind of plasticky, and you just kind of like stick them to the wall. So that was cool. Let me see, what is this? Some little black stuff on here. Okay, I think, let's see. I definitely do want to make sure I have enough like extra room for it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll just grab like a tiny bit more. Where the heck did my sponge go? I haven't like, I don't even know how long. We've been like hand building, or not hand building, we've been like underglazing for like kind of a while, actually, now that I think about it. Okay, I feel like that's probably good. Just wash my hands off. I have a bunch of dust on my hands now. By the way, I felt like, I don't know, I had a lot of views on one of my paint palette videos, so I actually made a tutorial on how I make them. If you want to check that out, that's on my YouTube. Where is my sponge? Of course, my YouTube is the same. It's just calieandco. It's on the floor. Gosh darn, where's my sponge? My goodness. I feel like it's right in front of me, but that's not where I'm looking. And okay, I'm just gonna have to go get another one. Luckily, I have quite a few. Okay. I don't know why. I don't know where the heck it could have gone. Okay. Because I really want to like get some of this dust off of here with a bit of clay dust from opening that package. Okay. All right, so now I'm just going to smush all of this together, and we will roll it up with our rolling pin. Anyway, yeah, so Saturday and Sunday, for like a lot of the day, I was like putting up the backsplash, and I was like, probably best to just finish it and not have like this huge mess in my boss's kitchen for like a week, you know, like to come back like the next weekend to do any of it. So I was like, it's probably just best if I just get it done. There's like, what is this? There's like a chunk of like dried clay somewhere over here that I just wanted to like scoop out. Just like okay. But yeah, I spent like about 15 hours doing it. Because there's like a lot of like cutting the plastic tiles to like fit. But I would say generally it was pretty easy to do. I feel like it's a lot less intimidating than having to, if you're trying to do real tiles by yourself. Like, the thing about it is just like cutting them to fit. Like, all the, you know, fit up against the cabinets and all of that. That's kind of like the main thing either way. if you're, you know, using real tiles or not. That's kind of like the hardest part, or like, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's like super hard, but like, I mean, it's, yeah, like that's like the hardest part of it, which is not even that, it's not that bad. It just takes like a lot of time. And I wanted to do like a really good job, so I would like measure the area like a ton of times before I like went and like put a towel in. But that was pretty cool. I think I want to like just like maybe put a tiny bit of water down. I don't really want to put like a ton down, but just because you can see it's cracking right now. So it's like, the clay's not super wet. It's not really, I wouldn't say it's dry. Like it's perfect to hand build with, but putting it on my board here that has canvas on it is going to soak up a little bit of that moisture that is in the clay. So putting some water down on top of it kind of counteracts it a little bit. If you put too much water down, or the clay has like, it's like pretty wet, then it will stick to the canvas, but you can see it's not sticking right now. Sorry, this is like moving around. I kind of have to adjust it. So right now we're just wedging the clay. This is getting the air bubbles out, making the clay more homogeneous. Even sitting in a plastic bag, it does dry out very slowly. So any parts that are kind of like on the outside of the clay lump would be slightly drier than the rest of it. So you want to make it sure that it is homogeneous. This is also compressing the clay as well, which is pretty important for it to not crack. You don't want any cracking. In terms of like when your piece is like drying later, you don't want it to create any cracks. I think maybe we'll just do a little bit more. I haven't seen any air bubbles popping in a little while, so it might be good. Okay, now I just kind of want, you have to be careful when you're making it kind of like either like a cylinder or a sphere. You don't want to create any air bubbles. I'm just trying to roll it out into one of those two forms. So then we can have something like pretty uniform before we start rolling it with our rolling pin. Okay. I have a bit of clay on my hand, so I'm just going to wipe some of that off. I'm just going to press a bit of it down. What is that? Fuzzy. This kind of helps. Maybe like a little bit, but I don't really know if it is like that necessary. Okay. That is like at least the size that we need, but I don't want it too thick either. So here's my rolling pin. I've got my rolling pin, and then it has these little things on the end for leveling out the clay. So let's see. I think this is the one that I want. I don't know, maybe I want something a little bit thicker than this. So this one's 10 millimeters or 3/8 of an inch. Let me see how this compares. So like this portion is like how thick the clay is going to be after it's rolled out. So comparing that to 4 paint stir sticks, this one's a bit better. I don't know. I think, let me see. Okay, so we need room for foot and the well. But then after we compress it, it's going to be a little bit there. I don't know. Let's do 4 paint stir sticks. I feel like that's what I usually do for the paint palettes. I'm just like, I'm so bad at words. I feel like when I started doing the stream, I've just like completely forgotten like normal words. Okay, so you can see how it's kind of like setting a limit to like how far down the slab will be rolled out. I feel like it's good to lift it up and move it around a little bit, maybe even flip it over so that you know for sure like how thick it's going to be. Okay, so that is completely rolled out, and now what we want to do is take our rib and compress the clay. Maybe I could move this so I can try to see. So here's our rib. You want one with a flat edge. Get the clay off of here. Let me just wipe this on my apron, because if it's wet, it'll kind of stick and drag. And just like compress this in different directions. I'm gonna put my extra clay. Put that in here. I'd love suggestions if anybody has any for some quick maybe YouTube videos. I was kind of thinking about creating a video about underglaze, like how to use underglaze, because when I was like figuring it out, I was like so confused. I even have a book here that doesn't even really like explain it very much. Like, it has like 2 pages, but then like pretty much half of that is just like pictures of like what you can do with it. And it's like, I mean, yes, but that's not super helpful. So that's kind of what I was thinking, but I don't know. I mean, I don't think I really have any other, I don't have many videos that are not the live stream on the YouTube. Like, I have like 3 tutorials right now, but I'm not really sure, like, hand building wise, what I should do. I'm not ready to be making like a tutorial about like wheel throwing. I'm still kind of getting back up to speed on like how to do that. Cause there's like, I don't know, like 4 years where I learned how to do it, and then there's 4 years of like kind of like COVID and stuff where I wasn't wheel throwing at all. So I kind of like forgot how to do it. So I'm kind of like working on that. I don't know, anything that seems kind of like quick. Any suggestions? Totally open to what you guys have. And what I can do. I don't like have a kiln or anything, so I can't like show any of that. Like how to fire a kiln or something. Yeah, I don't know. I think how to use underglaze is going to be a really good topic. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any thoughts. Okay, so we've compressed this, and just like how we were wedging before, so that was doing some compressing, and now we compressed with our rib to prevent some cracks. So I'm just gonna plop this down on here and grab a little tool to poke in our design. Let me see. Oh yeah, this is perfect. I've got this little knitting needle. I'm hoping this works. I hope that the paper isn't too thick. It's pretty thick paper that I decided to sketch this on. Oh wait, shoot. It has to be bigger than this design though. Okay, I guess we're just gonna, because I drew the design at like at scale of like what it's supposed to be when finished. So actually, shoot, we need to make it a little bit bigger to compensate for how much it's going to shrink. Right, yeah. So cool. I love doing this. Okay, so maybe. Okay, so I think I'm going to trace like the outer edge and then remove the paper and then trace it again but larger. I feel like that should work fairly well. So I'm just going to go around and trace this. And it's just gonna leave an indent into the clay. This is actually my first commission piece for ceramics. So I am pretty excited, but also like kind of nervous, but I went to school with this girl. We didn't have like classes together, but we went to the same school in college, and we, I don't know why, we have like a chat group. We have like a group on Facebook for people that graduated from the art school where we, I don't know, talk about what we're doing. And I don't know, I think it's good to have like connections as an artist. Like someone posted on there, one of the designers was like, hey, is, you know, anybody have any openings like at their company or anything? And she applied to my company, and I was able to like submit a referral for her. But like, it's kind of good to have some connections, even though I don't personally know like everybody in the group, because some of us graduated at different times, and maybe we're in different art programs. But it is pretty cool. So it goes like, how's it go? It goes like this. Yeah. Okay. And then I'm just going to trace this so that it is a bit larger. So let's see. How much do I think it's going to shrink? Actually, I want to see. I wonder if I have any notes on the other paint palettes. I wonder if I actually measured them or not. Okay, so stoneware is supposed to have a shrinkage of between 12 to 14%, which is really hard for me to visualize. Oh, I do have measurements. Or wait. Oh wait, that's something else. It's like the jewelry palette that I made. My notes are so all over the place. Right. Yeah. Okay. Vase, bowl. Cups. Nope. Glaze notes. Oh, those are like glazing notes. Sorry, I know this is boring. I'm trying to... I'm trying really hard. So these are glazed notes. Sketches. Okay, I guess I don't have any notes on that. Shoot. Okay, 12% to 14%. Shoot, I really don't know. I think maybe... maybe if we made it like this much bigger. I'm really bad with that like cap percentage thing. So 100% would be twice the size. So if we had like 50%, I feel like I would suppose it wouldn't even be like that, quite that much thicker, I'd suppose. This is, I feel like this is one of the harder aspects of making things, is that like you really need to be like pretty precise. Like, you know, like when people make certain things like a olive oil dispenser, and then you have like this special thing that like fits on the top of it, like those don't change unless it's made out of cork, and then you can just like shave a bit of it off. I mean, you can't do that if you made the piece too big. Or like, you know, like they have like soap dispenser tops that you can buy for your ceramics. Or I bought some little corks because that would be really adorable to make some little containers. But that's really hard to get like a really precise size when your clay is going to like shrink. It shrinks basically at each stage of the making process. So when it gets when it dries to bone dry, it's going to shrink. And then when you fire it for the bisque and the glaze firing, it shrinks even more. So it's pretty hard to remake things. Okay, so I have my fettling knife. I don't really know, but I'm hoping that this is like maybe the right size, although I really have no idea. This is why I'm really bad at making very precise things like mugs. Like, I don't know, like when you just like, I feel like people can be really specific about mugs because, like, for me, sometimes I like to put half and half in my coffee with creamer. So, like, the mug can't be too small, right? Like, it has to be big enough to hold all of that. Whereas if you only drink black coffee, or if you just put like tea in it, I guess, like it wouldn't have to be quite as big. But like nobody wants a mug that's way too big either. Like obviously it just gets heavier when you're trying to hold it, and that's just really uncomfortable if it is heavier than it actually needs to be, clay wise, not even including when you put beverages in it. And then you have all that stuff with the handles and making sure that the handle is big enough for, you know, a certain number of fingers to fit in it. I really don't, like, it doesn't make sense unless it's a really small mug to put like a 1-finger handle in there. Things like that. I'm just like, why would you do this? I'm going to smooth out some of this, and then we can draw our weld designs on it. But I feel like mugs are very, like, have to be like more precise than other things. Like a regular cup, like you could just put water in it. Like, you know, like you don't have like all these really specific reasons why it has to be like a certain size. But like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't like mugs that are too small either. Like, I don't know. There's just something about it. Like, I don't want to put water in a mug or like juice. Like, I want to put coffee in the mug, and that's probably pretty much it. Because I don't drink tea. I don't know. I don't know what other people think about that. Like, this one time I made a mug and it was like, I don't know, too small or something. And like in the critique, someone was like, you can make it a planter. I was like, nobody, like, nobody like wants, it's obviously a coffee mug. No one wants that to be a planter. Like, you know, like, I mean, typically I'm trying to like sell the things that I make. But I was like, I mean, yeah, like, I could just keep it for that, but I don't want to do that. I don't want it, my failed mug, to be like a planter on my shelf to like remind me of like my mistakes. Like, I don't know, unless you just really liked it and you didn't want to like throw it out, but I don't know. I don't think that was really the case. Okay. So we smoothed that out. It's pretty wet right now. It's very malleable, so I don't really want to do like very much carving on it at the moment. We'll definitely use up the time to draw out where the wells are going to go, but typically at this point, you would just kind of let it sit out maybe, I don't know, maybe 2 hours or something until it gets to leather hard, and then you can carve into it. Just for the sake of time on the video, I think we can draw out where the design is going to go. I guess I'm just gonna have to like estimate like where everything is supposed to go. Let's see, how's the shape looking? Might need to adjust this a little bit. I might trim it down a little bit, like cut a bit off the top. I'm not sure, like, maybe I should like ask her like how tall she was expecting it to be. Okay. And then I feel like I need to cut maybe a little bit more out for this. It's very subtle at the top, that little dip. I didn't do anything else this weekend, really. I told you guys I was playing Zoo Tycoon, the old one from 2004. Like, I played it as a kid, and it really holds up. Like, I am thoroughly entertained, even though I suppose it's supposed to be like a kid's game. Like, it still holds up. Like, I'm having fun with it. It's actually like kind of challenging. I was doing like some kind of like, I don't know, campaign or something where you have like, you kind of have to like build your zoo up and get good reviews and like all these things to like access like the ability to buy more animals and like add more things to the zoo, all that stuff. I actually had to like quit it and like restart a new game because I don't know, my zoo was just like, I mean, maybe there's like something kind of glitchy about it. It definitely just, like, at one point I saw it jump from like being $3 million in debt to like having like $5,000, and I was like, I don't think in those 3 seconds we just magically got more than $3 million out of nowhere. Because I was like struggling between like, it would be like, I have $5,000, and then it would be like negative 1,000 like the next second, and I was like, I was really struggling. Let me see, is this sort of matching up? I really want to make sure the shape is pretty accurate. It's not always a foolproof plan to just like increase around the sides. Sometimes it can be kind of wonky if you do that. If you do it the way that we just did it. I'm also playing, I don't know, I kind of like it. I don't know if Jason likes it, but we're playing this multiplayer game that was, I guess it's like not fully released. What's that called? Like a demo or something? I don't know. It's not like fully done. But it's called Calieandco. I think it's pretty fun. I don't know. I mean, we just started playing it. I don't really know like the full scope, but you own this like tavern in this little town. It's kind of it's like kind of medieval, like, you know, like it's a tavern. And then you're like managing the tavern. So people come in and they order some food or drinks, and you have to, like, we make our own ale, and I don't know what people normally ate back in the day, but they say one of the hot items now is boiled corn, and I'm like, ew. They're just like, people will just come in and that's all they order, just like boiled corn. They'll just sit there and eat 3 cobs of corn and that's it, and I'm like, ew. Yeah. So we grow our own corn, and whatever, like, I don't know if it's like very much like a fantasy game or anything. Oh wait, no, it is. I don't know why. It's kind of random, I guess. We'll just get attacked by, well, they just kind of look like monsters, but I guess it says they're zombies when you get up close to them. They just like come and just like attack out of nowhere. So I guess there's that. It doesn't happen all the time though, so that's why I kind of like forgot that happened. Okay, I'm gonna draw this very lightly because I might, it's kind of hard to like work on this when it's like flat. I kind of need to like prop it up on something. I don't really have anything to prop it up on though, so I don't know. Yeah, we're not very far in the game. We only played it a little bit, but I don't know, it was kind of fun. Although the fact that, I don't know if it's just, no, I don't think it's just mine. I put the Steam Deck on the TV. It's extremely dark. Like, it's really hard to see. like at night, if you're trying to go around outside, it's really hard to see. I don't feel like it should be quite that dark. Or like when we first went into the tavern, like it was daytime and there are plenty of windows in there, but it was so hard to see. We're just like fumbling around in the dark until like it just gave me the option to like light this candle. And it's a really big tavern too. Like the two of us were just fumbling around in complete darkness, basically. And I was like, what the heck? There's daylight outside that could have been coming through the windows, and it just like was not. Okay, I'm not sure. I do want to like kind of curve the edges of this, the rim, but I'm not sure like if that's going to cut into the design too much. The slab might be a little bit too thick. Oh my gosh. I'm really bad at playing games. I don't typically play games. I mean, the majority of the time I'm like doing something for my business. So, you know, posting on social media or something, or I don't know, doing something on Etsy, something like that, is a lot more typical of like what I do in my free time. Although once in a while I like play video games or something. Sometimes I get way too addicted and I'll just completely not do anything else. Like I'll only be doing ceramics like on the stream, and like that's it. That's kind of like how it goes when I start playing like video games. Although I'm not really that good at games. You know, like some people are just like really good at games. Jason plays games a lot, so he's like pretty good, I would say. Although I'm the one that's teaching him how to play The Sims. I've been playing The Sims since I was a teenager, and I'm still playing it because it's awesome and it holds up really well. But generally, I'm like kind of bad at playing games. We had to get water to make like some stew, and in the game, this new game that we're playing, and I saw a sign to go out to like where the lake is, so I like took my bucket and I was trying to look for the lake, and I was trying to fill it up in the lake, and then Jason was like, I wonder if there's a well next to the house, next to the tavern. And there was a well. I couldn't fill it up in the lake. which kind of doesn't make sense, but whatever. So let me see. I'm trying to make sure that I'm following my actual sketch. So I come back to the house, I go to the well and fill it up, and then it was like the next day I ran out to the lake to go fill up my bucket. And Jason's like, remember, that doesn't work. You have to use the well that's literally right next to the house. And I was like, I'm such a good gamer. It's funny because like typically people stream games on Twitch, so but I do like art, so I was like, I like to joke that I should like have a gaming Twitch because I'm so good at video games. Whenever I mess up like really bad, I'm like, I'm so good at gaming. Okay, let's see. I'm hoping that this looks pretty accurate to what I drew. Typically, you don't really need to be good at drawing to do like ceramics, but it is, I mean, right now it's kind of coming in handy. I mean, I'm not like, I wouldn't say I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty good at drawings. I used to draw a lot. That was like the first like art medium that I would do, is just draw from photos mostly. I never had any art classes in high school. We didn't have that at my high school, so I would just like draw in class when I was bored. And I don't know, that was just kind of like the most basic thing, was like drawing from photos. I know that's like, it's always like the number one thing. I feel like people always want to like know how to draw. Or at least like, I don't know, people, whenever like people like talk about art, they're like, oh, you're an artist. I could never be an artist. They're like, I can't even draw. It's like, well, you don't typically need to know how to draw for like a lot of things. I feel like probably, do I want to say the majority of things? Maybe the majority of things. Like, you don't have to be able to draw like super well. I would say most of the time it's just, it comes in handy for sketching your ideas out. I mean, you want to be able to convey your idea for your future self, you know, so you want to draw it so it makes sense to you when you come back to it later. Or maybe you're just like sketching something for a client, you know, you kind of want it to make sense. But I would say like the majority, like you really don't need to know how to like draw like super well. I mean, if that's like your thing, like totally, there are totally people that draw like hyper-realism and stuff. But I think there's like, I don't know, that's what I used to do just because it was the only thing that I could figure out how to do. Like, just gonna throw it out there, but when I was young, I didn't have YouTube. Not that I'm that old, but we lived in the middle of nowhere, and we could not just do like unlimited streaming or anything. Like, even like when I would have to be careful about going over our data limit when I was like shopping for clothes, because when you download like a certain number of photos and stuff off of websites, like you could reach your like data limit, and then they like charge you more. So like streaming like YouTube videos was a definite, like, probably not. Like maybe like one or two or something, but definitely no movies, no streaming movies. Even though people could like stream movies, like people that lived in town and actually had like, I don't know, like unlimited internet or something, they could definitely do that. Or if I was at the school, I could, but yeah, like, I mean, now people could go on, I think majority of people probably have unlimited internet and can just watch YouTube videos on how to do stuff, or other things like Skillshare or Udemy or something. But basically not having any kind of guidance or anything. Like I just had, like, I bought some really cheap acrylic paints once, and I was just like I was just like stuck. I was like, I don't know what to do with this. And I drew like some really bad like mountains, like some really bad landscape scene. It was really bad. And I think I was just like, wow. And then I was just like, nope. And I just like went back to like drawing like photos and stuff, kind of like trying to do like hyper realism, even though I wasn't like that like super great at it. I think it's like some of the stuff was pretty good for being in high school and like not having any kind of like art education. But I mean, people today are like so lucky to have like YouTube and stuff, especially YouTube because it's free. This side over here is a little, it's very straight. I want it to be like not so flat in the side, although I'm not really sure what to do there. I think this looks, I don't know, maybe fix the side up a little bit. What do we got? Oh gosh, we only have like 1 minute left. Yeah, if you want to hear more about my backstory, I actually have a video of it on YouTube. That's like maybe a little bit more in depth about kind of like how I decided to be to go to art school. You know, just not a special art school, just like doing art in college and that. So yeah, feel free to check it out if you want. I'll have to make an updated video on kind of like, I went, like, when I was in college, I just kind of like exploded, and I was like, I love like all of these art mediums, and for a while that's what I would do for my shop, for my like my Etsy business, or my, you know, like my handmade business. I made all kinds of things in a ton of different art mediums, and I just like, I went from like only drawing to just doing all kinds of things. So I kind of would like to make a video on like how I narrowed it down into ceramics as my main thing. 'Cause business wise, I think that's better. If you're just hobbying, that's fine, except it's really expensive to buy things for like all of the mediums. It's really expensive to be buying like all those like you know, the tools, materials, all of that. But I should make like a video about kind of like I don't know, how I got into doing ceramics, because I didn't get into doing ceramics until after I graduated college. So I feel like that's kind of maybe interesting. Maybe. I think I'll just have to, I don't know, that should be probably a pretty easy video for me to do. Kind of segue from my previous video where I was kind of like, this is how I, you know, like I kind of went from like having no instruction from high school to having to going to college, and then just I don't really know where I was going with that. I don't know, I guess like, so the first video kind of just goes from, okay, like no art education really, except for like at elementary school. I feel like that does not count. So no art education, and then just going to college without any kind of portfolio. My school didn't require one, so that was great. And then just graduating with an art degree, and then I just kind of like tried out a ceramic class at the university that I worked at, and that's how I got into ceramics, basically. But yeah, I think that would be a great video. Should be pretty quick because I went over all that other stuff like high school and college in my other video. Actually, this clay's not too bad. I thought maybe it'd be a little bit too hard to work with, but I don't know. I feel like I could use it for something. Maybe I should just like kind of like mash it up a little bit. It might just be the outer edge of it being a bit too dry. I don't know. Maybe I can actually use it. All right. Well, that's it for our stream. I'm sorry, I'm just like all over the place today. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any thoughts on some quick videos that I could do. I am not any kind of professional or anything at doing ceramics, so some of that more intense kind of explanation of like the chemistry of glazes, or I don't know, any of the chemistry stuff I don't really know a whole lot about, but anything that seems pretty basic, I feel like maybe I could make a video on it. So let me know if you have any thoughts for any quick video ideas, anything that you're curious about, you know, like I don't know, any of that stuff, you know, could be related to like my handmade business. I feel like my YouTube is based off of mostly ceramic topics, but also touches on just like the small handmade business and just kind of like general art topics as well. Stuff that's like for any artist. I feel like those things make sense as a channel. So I'm just like trying to incorporate some water into this thing because it's a little bit dry. Yeah, well, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, either on Twitch or YouTube, wherever you are. Be sure to follow along if you're on Twitch. All the videos are uploaded to a playlist on YouTube if you want to check out more of the live streams or the other videos that I've made. Yeah, so be sure to subscribe to the YouTube, give the video a thumbs up, or leave a comment. All of those are super great. Oh gosh, I should wrap this thing up with something. Oh wait, I need to like make sure I have like a decent thumbnail. I don't know how to. It's so like, it's just tilted. My phone is tilted. So I don't know, maybe like that. Okay. But yeah, I will catch you guys tomorrow. We're probably just gonna work on this. Hopefully it will be dry enough to start carving. And that's all. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.